Ever considered the silent nature of electric cars as a safety hazard? Let's delve into the eerie quiet of electric vehicles. These modern marvels, powered by electricity, are known for their whisper-quiet operation. They're so hushed that you might not even hear one sneaking up behind you on a calm city street. Sounds almost like a ghost, doesn't it? The silence of the electric lambs, if you will. This silence, however, is not as serene as it might seem. In fact, it poses a significant danger to pedestrians and cyclists alike. Imagine strolling down the sidewalk, lost in thought, or perhaps the latest catchy tune playing through your earphones. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a vehicle is upon you. No roar of an engine, no screech of tires, just a silent predator on the prowl. The quietness of electric cars has led to an increase in accidents, some of which have been fatal. And it's not just pedestrians who are at risk. Cyclists too have reported incidents where they've been clipped or even run over by these silent machines. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? These eco-friendly vehicles designed to save the planet also have the potential to be silent killers. This phenomenon has become such a concern that some countries have implemented regulations requiring electric vehicles to emit artificial noise at low speeds to alert pedestrians of their approach. It's a strange world we live in, where we must manufacture noise to counteract the deadly silence. But even with these measures in place, the risk remains. The artificial noise is often not loud enough or distinctive enough to be heard over the ambient noise of a bustling city, and even in quieter, more rural areas, the sudden appearance of a silent vehicle can still startle pedestrians and cyclists, leading to accidents. So, the next time you're out and about, keep your ears open. The silent whisper of an electric car might be the only warning you get before it's too late. After all, silence, in this case, is not golden. Ever imagined being trapped in your car, unable to escape as it erupts into flames? Now that's a chilling thought, isn't it? But it's more than just a thought. It's a terrifying reality that has happened to some unfortunate souls who were driving electric cars. We're talking about the horrifying incidents where the batteries of electric vehicles have ignited, leading to catastrophic events. One of the most alarming aspects of these fires is that they don't behave like traditional gasoline fires. They're much more intense, much more stubborn, and they can reignite hours, or even days, after you think they've been extinguished. But the real horror lies in the fact that these fires often trap the victims inside the car. These vehicles, designed for safety with automatic locking systems, can turn into deadly cages when things go wrong. The very features meant to protect you can become the instruments of your doom. Take, for instance, the case of a man in Florida who met a fiery end in his luxury electric car. His vehicle crashed and burst into flames. The automatic locking system, supposedly a safety feature, failed at the worst possible moment. He was trapped inside the burning car, unable to escape the raging inferno. His death was not just tragic, it was horrifyingly gruesome. Or consider the heartbreaking case of a family in California. Their electric car's battery malfunctioned and caught fire while they were driving. The doors locked automatically, trapping them inside the car as it burned. The incident resulted in severe injuries and a loss of innocent lives. While these incidents are indeed rare, they're a stark reminder of the potential dangers that can lurk within our modern conveniences. As we push the boundaries of technology, we must also remember that with great power comes great responsibility. In an electric car, a fire isn't just a fire, it's a potential death trap. The next time you buckle up in your electric vehicle, remember that. Because the line between innovation and danger can sometimes be as thin as a car door. Are you aware of the horrors that lie behind the production of your electric car's battery? The answer might send chills down your spine. The manufacturing of batteries that power your sleek, silent, and environmentally friendly electric cars is a tale that's far from green. The key ingredients that make these batteries possible are lithium and cobalt, two elements whose mining process is steeped in the blood and sweat of human rights abuses and child labor. Let's start with lithium, dubbed white gold, due to its skyrocketing demand in the tech and automotive industries. This precious element is predominantly sourced from the Lithium Triangle in South America, a region straddling Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile. The extraction process is water-intensive, draining the resources of these arid lands and leaving the indigenous communities parched. Now let's shift our gaze to the cobalt mines of the Democratic Republic of Congo, where over 60% of the world's cobalt supply originates. Beneath the Earth's surface, in these dark, hazardous tunnels, children as young as 7 years old toil for hours on end. They are exposed to toxic dust, risking their lives and health to scrape out the cobalt that powers our technology and electric cars. It's a grim reality that the shiny, eco-friendly image of electric cars is built upon the back-breaking labor of these children. Their tiny hands, smeared with the blue dust of cobalt, are the unseen cost behind your electric vehicle's battery. These abuses are not a secret. They've been documented by human rights organizations and reported in the media. And yet, the demand for these batteries, and consequently for lithium and cobalt, continues to surge, driven by our insatiable appetite for technology and clean energy. So the next time you marvel at the silent hum of an electric car as it glides past, spare a thought for the unseen victims of its creation. Remember, the cost of your electric car's battery is much more than just financial. It's a price paid in human suffering and environmental degradation, a dark side of the electric revolution that we cannot afford to ignore. Do you believe electric cars are truly zero emission? Let's take a moment to examine this claim. When we think about electric cars, we often envision a clean, green future. No more smoke-belching vehicles, no more reliance on depleting oil reserves, just pure, sustainable energy. However, as the saying goes, there's no such thing as a free lunch. The production of electric cars, specifically their batteries, is a process that's far from carbon neutral. The mining of lithium, a key ingredient in these batteries, involves substantial energy use and water consumption. It's a process that creates a significant amount of carbon dioxide emissions, something we're trying to reduce. And it doesn't stop there. The manufacturing of the vehicles themselves, the assembly, the testing, all these stages contribute to the carbon footprint of electric cars. Even before they hit the road, these vehicles have already racked up a sizable carbon debt. But what about the electricity that powers these cars? Surely that's clean and green, right? Well, not exactly. The truth is, a large portion of the world's electricity still comes from burning fossil fuels. Coal, oil, gas, these are the sources that keep our lights on and our electric cars running. So, when you plug in your electric vehicle to charge, chances are you're drawing power from a grid that's fueled by non-renewable energy sources. The emissions from these sources directly contribute to the carbon footprint of your supposedly zero-emission vehicle. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? The very solution we thought would help us combat climate change could actually be contributing to the problem. Now, this doesn't mean electric cars are a bad idea. Far from it. They're a crucial step towards a greener future. But we need to be aware of the full picture, the hidden costs, the unseen emissions. The zero-emission claim of electric cars? Nothing but a myth. Scene script. Ever been in a car that drives itself? Isn't it terrifying when it goes wrong? Imagine cruising down the highway, the hum of the electric motor the only sound in your ears, as you trust your life to the hands, or rather circuits of a machine. Autopilot, a feature that once seemed straight out of science fiction, is now a reality in many electric cars. Yet, as we delve into the world of artificial intelligence, the question arises, can we fully trust these machines? There's an eerie silence that accompanies a self-driving car, an unsettling reminder that no human is in control. But what happens when this futuristic dream turns into a nightmare? Let's delve into some instances where the autopilot feature malfunctioned, leading to horrifying accidents. In one case, a man was relying on his car's autopilot system while he was engaged in an activity unrelated to driving. Tragically, the car failed to recognize a white tractor-trailer crossing the highway. The ensuing collision resulted in the man's untimely death. In another incident, a car on autopilot failed to detect a concrete barrier on the highway. The car crashed into the barrier at high speed, tragically killing the driver. Investigations revealed that the autopilot system did not provide an alert or attempt to evade the obstacle. And in yet another case, an electric car on autopilot mode veered off the road, crashing into a tree and catching fire. The car's battery pack ignited and the flames were so intense that firefighters had difficulty extinguishing the blaze. The driver, entrusting his life to the car's autopilot system, tragically did not survive. These incidents are chilling reminders of the potential dangers of entrusting our lives to machines. Autopilot systems, despite their advanced technology, are not infallible. They can and have made fatal mistakes. As we continue to push the boundaries of technology, we must remember that no system is perfect, and that the consequences of failure can be deadly. With autopilot, you are entrusting your life to a machine. Scene script. Your car, a target for hackers? It's more likely than you think. In the digital age where everything is connected, the threat of hacking is omnipresent. Our cars, particularly electric ones, are not exempt from this. The cutting-edge technology that makes electric cars so appealing also makes them a tantalizing target for cybercriminals. Think about it. Electric cars are essentially computers on wheels, loaded with software, sensors, and internet connectivity. This advanced technology isn't just about making your drive more comfortable, it's about collecting data, lots of it. Your location, your driving habits, your favorite destinations, even your credit card information for those quick charging station transactions. In the wrong hands, this data can be exploited, leading to identity theft, fraud, and more. But it doesn't stop there. The true horror lies in the fact that hackers could potentially take control of your car. Imagine cruising down the highway when suddenly your vehicle accelerates on its own, the steering wheel jerks out of your hands, or the brakes fail to respond. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Researchers have already demonstrated that it is possible to hack into a car's electronic systems and manipulate its functions. In one instance, they managed to kill the engine, disable the brakes, and even tamper with the steering. This isn't science fiction, this is a very real threat. Electric car manufacturers are aware of these risks and are striving to enhance cybersecurity measures. But as we know, hackers are persistent and constantly evolving their techniques. It's an ongoing battle, a race against time. So the next time you hop into your electric car, remember this. You're not just stepping into a vehicle. You're stepping into a complex network of interconnected systems, a potential goldmine for hackers. And as you drive down the road, you're not just leaving tire marks behind, you're leaving digital footprints too. In an electric car, you're not just driving, you're broadcasting. Electric cars, a blessing or a curse. As we journeyed through the dark alleyways of electric vehicles, we've discovered some chilling truths. Truths that lurk behind the glossy veneer of modernity and progress. Truths that, like the specter in a gothic horror tale, creep up when we least expect them. We began with the shocking revelation that electric cars, despite their futuristic appeal, are not immune to the age-old perils of electricity itself. Fires and electrocutions may seem like relics from a bygone era, but they are very much alive in the world of electric vehicles. Then, we dove into the fiery death of electric cars. Their lithium-ion batteries, while compact and powerful, can turn into ticking time bombs. A minor accident can trigger a conflagration, turning a vehicle into an inferno. We also explored the dark side of battery production. The process, far from the clean and green image often portrayed, is a horror story of environmental degradation and human rights abuses. The extraction of lithium, cobalt, and other rare metals often involves child labor, unsafe working conditions, and pollution on a grand scale. Next, we exposed the carbon footprint lie. Yes, electric cars produce zero tailpipe emissions. But their production process, especially the manufacturing of batteries, leaves a carbon footprint that's often larger than that of conventional cars. The green credentials of electric cars, it seems, are not as impeccable as they appear. We then looked at the autopilot nightmare. The idea of a car driving itself, while fascinating, can turn into a horror movie when the technology goes awry. There have been instances of autopilot systems failing, leading to accidents and even fatalities. Lastly, we delved into the threat of hacking. In a world increasingly interconnected, electric cars are vulnerable to cyber attacks. Hackers can take control of a vehicle, manipulate its systems, and wreak havoc. While these revelations may seem terrifying, it's important to remember that knowledge is power. Being aware of these dangers allows us to be better prepared, to make informed decisions, and to demand higher safety standards from manufacturers. Electric cars, with their potential to reduce pollution and dependence on fossil fuels, are a vital part of our sustainable future. But as we embrace this technology, we must not turn a blind eye to its darker aspects. Safety, after all, is not just about seatbelts and airbags. It's about understanding the risks, questioning the claims, and making choices that prioritize our well-being. As we conclude this journey, let's remember that every technology, no matter how advanced, has its shadows. The key is to navigate these shadows with wisdom and vigilance. Remember, safety is no accident, it's a choice. Choose wisely.